Hi everyone, it's the EnglishSimmer here and welcome back to my channel and a video where I am going to be discussing one of the questions that I have been asked the most since Discover University's release, and that is, what skills actually help with getting my sim into the degree that I want them to be in? And I'm not gonna lie, I was really hesitant to make this video because I got most of my information around this from Carl's Sims Guides, and I always feel weird like taking a fan site or a game guide or something like that and then making it into a video, because I don't want to feel, or the person who has like done all of this research to feel like I'm kind of just taking their words and making it into a video format, just because I know that they've put the hard work in. So I'm gonna give a massive shout out to Carl Sims 4 Guides. I will leave a link to their site and also the article that goes really in depth on this kind of stuff, and also their YouTube channel down below. So before we hop into it, these skills will actually only help your Sims get into distinguished degrees. So if you want to go to Foxbury for a lot of the science courses on a distinguished degree, or you want to go to Brightchester on the more like historical and English side of things on a distinguished degree, then this video is for you. So basically your Sims start off with like a base stat of whether they'll be able to get into a distinguished degree or not. And if they don't have any skills, then the likelihood is that they're probably not going to get into many distinguished degrees. But it's also based upon their grades in high school as well. So they might be able to. I don't know. I haven't tested it. Let me know if your Sim had 0 skills and they still managed to get into a distinguished degree, because that's pretty incredible if you ask me. Also, working on these skills doesn't mean that the degree is actually guaranteed. You might still not get it, but working on these skills will actually help to multiply the odds of your Sim being accepted into that distinguished degree. Basically, if you have your Sim within the skill range of 2 to 3, there will be a ×2 on their odds of getting accepted. If you have a skill level of 4 to 6, then you actually get a ×4. And if you have your skill somewhere between 7 to 10, your chances are actually multiplied by 8 times. I know this is a lot of numbers and a lot of statistics, so to dumb it down, basically the higher your skill is, the more of a chance you get of being accepted into a distinguished degree, but it's still not guaranteed. You just have a very, very high chance. Most of the skills are actually base game, which is obviously very handy in case you don't have expansion packs that added a new skill. Then you can really get these distinguished degrees even if you only have university and the base game. However, there are some exceptions to that rule, and that is the baking skill from Get Together, and also obviously acting for the drama degree. That kind of makes sense. Acting came with Get Famous. Most of these skills were actually super easy to figure out once you actually get to the enrollment system when it comes to university. So once you have your Sim start to enroll, you get the university enrollment guide up on your screen, and that kind of gives you a rundown of all the degree programs and also the details of what those degree programs actually do. And if you have a look in the degree details panel, it actually pretty much tells you what skills you need to work on. So for example, I am currently on art history, and it says a degree in art history will attempt to answer that question, leveraging skills such as painting. So clearly a painting skill is an advantage for this degree, writing, and charisma. Art history students will be able to expand their cultural horizons and also provide fun facts in art museums forever. Carl's Sim Guide actually goes into a little bit more detail, and there are actually optional skills that can also help you. However, the 3 main ones are probably going to give you the biggest multiplier, so I would say to focus on those. But if you want to know what other optional skills, these tend to be skills that came with stuff packs or game packs or expansions. For example, with art history, you can actually get up your Salvadorian culture skill that actually came with Jungle Adventure, and that will help you along your way. But that seems like a lot of effort, so I would suggest you really just focus on like the 3 base game skills, and that will help you a little bit more than like obviously having to travel to the jungle, unless your sim goes on a gap year, because we know that there are some people who can afford to go on gap years before they go to university. I was not one of them. I had to get my butt into uni ASAP. So for biology, in the degree details, it actually lists the fitness skill, the gardening skill, and the logic skill. In communications, it says with an emphasis on building the charisma, writing, and logic skills. In computer science, it actually says which will primarily build the programming and robotics skills. So like I said, this does include robotics, which did come with university. And also, Carl Sims Guide did say that mischief can actually help out with the computer science degree. I don't know how mischief can do that. Maybe it's because you can like troll on the internet, on computers in The Sims 4, and you really can work on your mischief a lot with the computers, so maybe that's a reason behind it. I'm not too sure what that has to do with the degree program, but Carl listed it, so I'm gonna take their word for it. Culinary arts actually gives a very, very vague reference to what skills are needed for that degree, but if you put your logic skill into action, I'm sure you can deduct what skills are needed for culinary arts. And of course, these are baking, which did come with Get to Work, and then the cooking skill and the gourmet cooking skill, both of those were actually included in base game. Who would have thought that you'd have to be able to cook to get into a culinary arts degree? For drama, acting actually isn't listed. All it says is all whilst honing your charisma and comedy skills. So charisma and comedy are obviously super important, but I would say if you do have a Get Famous, definitely work on your acting skill as well, because that is definitely going to help. For economics, the economics degree examines the properties of money and its effects, whilst helping to build the charisma, the logic, and the research and debate skill. For fine art, through the study of the painting, photography, and violin skills, the program hopes to imbue the creative spirit of creation in all its students. Next up, we have history. The degree helps to build charisma, logic, and research and debate skills. Then we have language and literature. So this degree continues this tradition with a focus on building the charisma, research and debate, and also the writing skills. During the physics degree, it will help to build the handiness, robotics, and the rocket science skills, along with the fascination for the way things truly work. And once again, Carl Sims Guide did actually say that logic can also help whilst applying to this degree. Then we have psychology. Boost skills such as charisma, logic, and research and debate, all whilst unlocking the mysteries of the mind. And finally, we have the villainy degree, which is honestly my personal favorite. I can't wait to actually play this through. I think it's going to be so much fun. I have yet to play with it, which is shocking, I know, considering I have so many mischievous Sims on my channel who like to just cause death and destruction wherever they go. I'm surprised that villainy wasn't my first choice of degree in my first playthrough, but this course will actually boost the fitness, logic, and mischief skills. So there we have it, guys. Those are the main skills that will help you to get into a distinguished degree. Remember, the higher level you are, the more chance you actually have of getting accepted to those distinguished degrees. And if you want to go into more detail, if you want to know the other optional ones that maybe came with different packs, definitely check out Carl Sims Guide. Like I said, the link will be down below if you want to go check out those extra skills and just go into a bit more depth. If you have any questions, then feel free to let me know down in the comments. I will try and get back to as many of you as possible. I'm also hoping to have a video up on how you can actually move multiple Sims into university, because I've had so many questions about that. So fingers crossed, I will have that video uploaded soon. soon. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful. I hope it was easy to understand. And I hope that you can now get your Sims prepped for uni. Obviously, if you don't have university and you're just trying to prep your Sims, you won't have seen all of those unless you watch like my early access videos in which I quickly ran through the degrees. So I don't blame you guys for not knowing which skills you needed, but I hope this was super helpful. Give it a big thumbs up if it was, and I will speak to you all in my next video. Bye guys!